Here at Clark Atlanta University, the Review Live Show. Please welcome our hosts, Sarah and Ella Starr.
Welcome to The Review, the entertainment news show where we talk about your favorite topics. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ella Starr.
And this is the week we've implemented many new changes into the show. As you can tell,
Yes, we've refined the layout of the show and added countless little things to make the show more interesting for you at home.
we hope you're as excited as we are. I know I'm excited. How are you feeling, Ella?
I'm so excited. We've got a live audience here. Shout out to y'all. But why don't we get started with some rapid review?
I say let's dive right in. We have lots to go over. Stay tuned, and this is The Review. Next on The Review. I believe Gay Gaga is back, you guys. So you have a boyfriend who's probably watching.
Ebony Mackey's not even mixed! You didn't leave that in! So we're going to start with Amelia Perez star Carla Sofia Gaston, who's been removed from the Oscars campaign and will not be at the event after racist tweets. Jarquise Arnaud does not plan to speak to her, saying that she's in a self-destructive approach and that she's harming people closest to her. It was Netflix's decision ultimately to pull her funding from award show after the tweets resurfaced. She ultimately went on to run an interview herself that didn't do much damage control, although I'm not surprised that French director Jarquise Arnaud is not speaking to her, considering he spoke to no Mexican women before actually making a movie about 3 Mexican women in Spanish that somehow beat out Wicked for Best Musical.
Which is funny because it's not a musical. It's always the tweets. I've had about 3 teachers get almost fired over some tweets.
It's always, yeah.
If you went to what I'm talking about, well, happy Black Fella Friday. It's a real thing, my teacher. It's a real thing, my white math teacher tweeted.
Shout out Ohio.
Shout out Ohio. That's how we get down in Ohio. Speaking of people who have probably stepped foot in Ohio, Lady Gaga is making a comeback with her solo music career.
Great, because Folie à Deux was not what we needed to see from Mother Monster.
Abracadabra is releasing, well, Abracadabra has already released, but the full album is releasing the 7th of March, and I'm really excited to see what's happening. I believe Gay Gaga is back, you guys. Because you know what hasn't been good? I didn't like Chromatica.
I think
I didn't know we had any Chromatica fans.
We struck a nerve in the gut. Truthfully, I think what my thing is, which I think people are starting to get a little testy with Chaperone about this as well. When you've branded yourself as like a queer icon, there is no space there to take a step back from that. Like, I'm not even gonna say they won't allow you to, but that
Joanne was good, and that was country. But I enjoyed it.
I actually didn't hate it, but I'm just saying like it kind of seemed really straight, really conservative on Gaga's part, and I don't think that her fans want that from her. Like, quite frankly.
You could give me a million reasons why she could make a million reasons again. Because it was a good song.
It was a great song.
At the Super Bowl.
It was a great song.
And I'll never get up speaking of the Super Bowl. We're not there yet, but just a little sneak peek as to what we're going to talk about.
We think that the writers of Abbott Elementary are kicking up an episode about the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, and maybe we'll get another Jalen Hurts cameo. You know, that never hurts the eyes. But I'm actually really excited to see how Quinta handles something like that, because as we know, most studio shows like that actually finish recording and filming early, and Philadelphia students get Valentine's Day completely off to be able to attend the parade without being Count Truant. LUSD would never. LUSD is quick to call a student truant. Don't call my home. No more.
I wonder how they'll write that in, because there's no way that he wouldn't make it a part of his, victory press tour.
Which, that man is tired.
He's tired.
I'm so sorry. That
they
man
had him
wants to
Disney
go
World.
to bed.
Disney
All
World,
is
like
dead
GQ.
behind the eyes.
He was at probably the
Can
Jimmy
we take a
Fallon
pause,
SNL.
too? Who's going to tell me that man was 26?
He's 26.
Who's
That's
going
about
to tell
what I
me
expected.
that there's 4 years in between that man and me?
So you have a boyfriend who's probably watching.
Who was going to tell me?
I'm Enra. I'm Enra.
Who is going to tell me? He's actually going to be very mad because that's neither here nor there. He's a Commanders fan. He was rooting very hard. The O was crazy. The O was crazy.
I was rooting for the Eagles.
I didn't know that he was.
Anybody here a Chiefs fan?
Woo!
Boo! Boo! Get out! Don't actually. But big fan.
America.
Patrick.
3 boos in the chat.
So Cam, you all the way at the back.
All the way in the back.
All the way at the back. Man on Lights gave us a little reaction. But yeah, that's crazy.
Moving on.
Moving on. We got any Ayo Edebiri fans? Ayo Edebiri fans? Ayo is paving her way in the industry. She actually is directing the music video for Terrapin by Claro. We got any Charm fans in the house? Woo! See, I knew you had good taste. Starring in a new horror movie called Opus with John Malkovich and the host of the host committee for the Met Gala.
There we go.
That was a lot.
I'm excited for that horror movie, actually. And, like, everybody who knows me knows that I can't handle a horror movie, can't handle a thriller movie. Blame it on Sunday school. But
Blame it on Sunday school is crazy.
Blame it on Sunday school. Sometimes you just got to scare the devil a little bit. And if that's instilled enough, talk about indoctrination, can't handle a movie. But I'm actually really excited about that because I love a good, like, what would a journalist do movie?
I'm excited that it seemed very much like don't blink twice in the same vein of the same genre. It's obviously not the same movie, but I enjoyed Blink Twice because that was Zoe Kravitz's debut. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with this. I'm really excited to see Ayo get more stuff that's very different from her usual kind of lightheartedness. Yeah. In a much more random note, Rihanna is playing Smurfette in the upcoming Smurfs movie that will set to be released this summer. So like she couldn't get in the studio, but she could get in the sound booth, apparently. Get up! Get up! Like I actually kind of have no 2016, no I think, words? Was the last time the album dropped. No thoughts? Was 2016. Smurfette? Do you know what's even crazier? Zendaya's gonna be in Shrek 5, and she'll be playing Shrek's daughter, Felicia. Okay. That's random, I guess, because Zendaya likes to make money, but still random. Felicia? Let's pause. That feels racially charged. You got 3 babies. It's 100% racially charged. It's so random. Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx's new movie on Netflix. So good, actually. So funny. Not to be loud and black on the thing again, because y'all already eat me up for Taylor Swift. I hate a movie about a little mixed family. I do. And that little mixed girl pissed me off so bad throughout the whole movie, but that movie was real good. Can't hold you. Speaking of mixed people, you're... Anthony Mackie's not even mixed! You didn't let me finish! You didn't let me finish! Speaking of mixed people, let's talk about America. Red, white, and blue. Anthony Mackie's version of Captain America is releasing this week. What is the... Are we excited for the new Captain America? Hashtag my cap is black. My cap is black. Hashtag that's black. Red, white, and blue. Who? And nobody's on me with the Anthony Mackie train. They all think he's funny looking. I think he's funny looking in kind of a cute way. I've said this before, but I'm really, really excited about Captain America. How old is he? He may or may not be my mother's age. Oh! That's not the point. So would Chadwick Boseman, and we had nothing to say about my comments about him. Well, because Chadwick looked like what Chadwick looked like. No shade to Anthony, but Chadwick maybe I like a high cheekbone. High cheekbone? And on that note, we have a lot to talk about in this next segment, so we'll be right back.
Coming next on the review.
This week off, bro.
Coming next on the review.
A lot of jokes, guys. I'm not laughing. Okay. Wow, this is magical.
with a dry mouth. That's crazy.
I don't think Ariana's bold enough to do it in this day and age.
And Lena, wait. We're gonna be getting into musicals, movies, an interesting world of streaming.
Yes, and we brought a special guest to talk with us today.
It's like a gremlin under the table.
Guess who it is?
Hey guys.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Love you, Lana.
Look at that, you got a fan.
So, in the past week, Peacock announced that Wicked will be joining its streaming family very soon, while it's still playing in theaters.
It's made $723 million worldwide.
Crazy money.
And a few days ago, that is the most money a film adaptation of a musical has made so far.
All of the movies that have been nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars this season is on streaming. So at this point, what can we say about movies in the streaming world moving forward?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm liking it, to be honest. I don't like going to movie theaters.
Oh.
I don't like it.
Is that like a pandemic thing?
No, I think it's just because I can't pause it while I have to go use the bathroom. I'm just gonna miss everything.
So you have to go to the bathroom like during a 90-minute, you have to pee every 90 minutes?
Maybe like 30 minutes if I drink an icy and have some food.
So like don't
I
get
think
the
that's
icy.
crazy.
I
But how
love
can
the
you
movie
enjoy
theater.
a movie without anything to drink?
I'd like watch the movie. And I sit there and I'm like, wow, this is magical.
With a dry mouth. That's crazy. That's in my opinion.
Sarah's a bit of a cinephile though, so it's kind of like...
I like to like munch while I'm like, like, oh my god, I'm enjoying
So you're
this.
like the person in the theater who I'm like, damn, wow, that's loud.
Yeah, I'm eating it in
Like
the
munching and
previews.
crunching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, you're hearing the nachos. She's like,
Okay, nachos is crazy. I
Yeah.
think it's a little wild if you get actual food at a movie theater.
Okay.
Wow,
'Cause
that's
then
actually
you're
crazy.
not-
Let's
Wow.
go back now.
I'm
Let's go
paying
back now.
$50 to watch something.
$50.
Yeah, I want my seat
$40.
reclining, actually. Yes.
Seats reclining, yes, because I went to a movie a couple of times. For some reason, Atlanta likes to be stingy with the reclining chairs.
They do.
I've been
Yeah,
sitting
they
in
do.
AMC's here, and I'm like, wow, I'm upright. I'm like, I cannot go back at all. I'm like going like this, looking like an idiot.
I've got to pull you back though, because ever since I've started taking my little brother to the movies, we can actually not sit through a movie without an icy and a pizza.
A pizza?
Yes, a little personal pan.
Yeah. I think the most
From
I
the
had was,
I think the most
Yeah.
I've gotten is like some pretzels.
no, the most I had was
Like a
red
pretzel, like a
Yeah.
pretzel, like
With the red wine.
I had a
A
chicken
red
sandwich
vine?
with fries.
Yeah.
a chicken sandwich.
A chicken sandwich.
I went to the bar and actually got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a little different. That's a dining experience.
Okay, I want to enjoy my experience at the movies, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too bad.
Anyways, I think, speaking of movies, I think personally, if I had to choose any musical that's not already adapted into a movie,
Okay.
it's a little bit like crazy sounding out the mouth, very High School, the musical, the movie. What was it? High School Musical, the musical, the
series.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Which
want
don't hate.
Heather's.
Loved
I actually loved it.
Loved
yes.
it.
I want Heather's, the musical, the movie.
Absolutely.
But yes, I want to see
Yes.
I wanna
Say
hear
that.
Freeze Your
Absolutely.
Brain. I want to hear Freeze Your Brain, and I want to see it on the big screen.
Absolutely.
I want to hear.
And I want that
17.
I want that lady's ex to go ahead and reprise that role and play that man on the screen.
I need you to elaborate.
Yeah.
We not in on the
yeah,
joke.
Unfortunately, I don't know that man's name, but I be listening to him all the time. It's Dove Cameron's ex.
Oh,
The one that was on Liv and Maddie that played her boyfriend on Liv and Maddie.
Diggy from
Yes.
Liv and Maddie.
I
Yo,
need him
don't
to go
even-
ahead and
oh
reprise.
my god.
Wow.
She chose the wrong one anyways. In my
But
opinion.
that's the dude that's on the original cast recording with Barrett.
Yes. I love Heather's. I think it's a
He's
fan-
playing Hans right now in Frozen. The musical.
Oh, Frozen the
actually.
musical.
Yeah.
Wait.
He's a villain, for sure.
Wait.
SpongeBob the musical, the musical.
Wait. SpongeBob.
Dead it.
SpongeBob. Oh my God! Imagine if we see that man in both Wicked and SpongeBob on the live screen. What is his name?
Ethan Slater.
Ethan Slater. I don't need to see that.
I don't want to see
God
that,
made
actually.
him for SpongeBob. Which, that boy's time with Ariana is up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Is
Yeah.
Ariana and Cynthia? We think that's happening?
I don't think Ariana's bold enough to do it in this day and age.
And Lena, wait.
No.
Lena Waithe is clutching her pearls. Lena Waithe is at home on her knees. Okay, no, let's get back on topic. Mine is a little bit of a deep cut, and maybe this again might be the. Okay, guys. I feel like I've been getting a little religious lately, but I have been back in my Bible bag, so I'm so sorry. But
Clap it up.
I want to see.
Or no, you don't have to do it.
You don't have to, but it's okay. Voice. I kind of want to see like a live action Joseph in the Technicolor coat, because
Jesus Christ Superstar.
I've
actually never watched the musical. I just saw it.
The
in my
last
music
one
appreciation
the last one I saw was the John Legend one with Sarah Bareilles, and I had to decline.
With that man.
I had to
John
decline.
Legend?
Yeah.
But that would be my pick. I think my other pick might be to do 6, but not as a movie, as a limited series.
I just couldn't get into 6. I'm not
I
gonna
know
lie
the
to you.
people hate my pop queens.
I loved it when I saw it on TikTok, though. It was like,
I get back into it.
I'm a history buff too, though. I think that's like my thing.
Actually, Beetlejuice, but not the movies, the musical.
Beetlejuice should be
As a
classified
movie.
as a musical already.
Okay, but
Beetlejuice
I wanna
should be
see the
classified as a
stage play.
jukebox.
I want to see the stage play properly recorded, much like Hamilton was for Disney Plus.
Yes.
yes. I actually
Speaking of
agree.
Hamilton, I don't want to see Hamilton as a movie. Because I feel like Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to try and reprise his role. And in the theater, there's not the cameras on you that are super clear, crisp and clear. So you get in there and he's going to be like, I'm 16. And it's like, you're 46. How old is he? He's old. Shout out. No, keep making music.
I liked him as a little.
Keep making
But here's the
music.
thing: he probably wouldn't have cast himself, because I think the question was like, would you actually come in and play Usnavi and In the Heights? And he was like, let's be for real. I liked him as a Paragua man in the Heights.
Okay.
Which In the Heights probably would have been my pick, but
Yeah, I want him to do a little cameo. Like a Stan
I
Lee
wouldn't be
type
mad
beat.
if we did it better In the Heights.
R.I.P. Stan Lee.
I actually agree with that, to be honest. I wasn't that into In the Heights.
And I
actually.
thought the cast was insanely talented too.
Yeah,
which
they
was
were,
crazy
to
to
be
me. Like
honest,
I was
yes.
like, something's not clicking here, Steven. And I fear it's that man with the 3-letter last name.
All right. Right. I understand it.
Wait, say that again?
I fear it's that man that's behind Wicked,
Oh.
John Chu.
I was definitely
Who's the
thinking
director?
about somebody else, actually.
He's the
Oh, that's the first
You know what?
actually.
You know why you got it wrong? Because probably when they were saying who the director was in the movie theater, you were munching and crunching. You couldn't
Okay.
hear.
We got a jokes, guys. I'm not laughing.
You know who I think should stay away from musicals? I think Mark Platt should go ahead and retire from the musical business.
I need context. We're not as nerdy as you.
I'm so sorry. Mark Platt is Ben Platt's father, the guy
Oh,
who
yes,
originated
yes.
Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear Evan Hansen,
He
that was a terrible
produces
movie.
let me not say most. He produces a lot of the musicals that we see make it to Broadway, and he produces a lot of the musicals that we see make it to the screen. It was his intention 20 years ago to bring Wicked to the screen first.
Yes, they were trying to get Wicked to the screen. Like, it's been in production since like 2015.
The amount of people that it
been a while.
took to say, like, this needs to
years.
be
10 years.
on a stage where people can feel for good was too crazy to me. I think that man should go. I don't think he should retire. I actually think that he chooses really good projects. But I think he should stop making decisions. Absolutely.
I see that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think his son should go ahead and make his transition into playing people who are above the age of 30.
I agree because him being
I can't.
That's the reason why I did not watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't convince me that that man is walking through the hallways. Like, be for real. Like, I can still believe Zendaya walking through the little Euphoria hallway.
Even then, it's getting like a little because she's playing like a sophomore in high school.
And they're making a 3rd season now.
I thought they
crazy.
Go ahead,
canceled
wrap it
that.
up.
Wrap it up.
Go ahead,
Much
wrap
like
it
we
up.
need to wrap this segment up. Let's get
Speaking of wrapping it up, we will be right back to talk about Kendrick, the Super Bowl, and more. Stay tuned for CAU TV on Channel 23.
Next on the review.
So, this is a cute fit.
He said Drake, y'all.
Oh.
No.
You got the smoke on an international broadcast, and in response to that, you posted Serena's agent. This year, Kendrick Lamar performed with SZA and gave a phenomenal performance, dropping so many messages. So before we really get into things, we have to talk about the jeans. And you guys can't see the jeans, but we are also wearing jeans. We're not wearing boot cuts. We're not wearing the cutie patootie boot cuts.
They weren't a boot cut.
Oh,
they were
sorry.
a bell bottom. Even wider than a boot cut. That's why it's stacked like that.
I'm not a fashion girly. I'm sorry. I didn't say
No, they're
anything was
cute.
wrong with them. I think they're super duper
cute.
cute. I think they're super
Y'all
duper
didn't
cute.
want the jeans?
He's a little cutie patootie.
Clap if you wanted the jeans.
So we got some good vibes. Right.
Yeah.
He walked down the little steps and said, "Oh, this is a cute fit."
Kendrick
was
is a
gonna say
cutie
some words.
patootie.
I mess with Kendrick.
He's a cutie patootie.
Real
You
hard,
laughing,
real
but
hard.
it's true.
It is. He is. He's a cutie patootie.
He's a cutie patootie. On a serious note, though, the performance was insane. Having all the black dancers dressed in red, white, and blue, and having them drop Nazi symbols all in front of Trump.
I had a strong feeling that he was going to do this anyway. Kendrick is in no way, shape, or form shy to the political aspect of hip hop, shy to keeping alive that very
aspect of it,
core
yeah.
pillar of what hip hop is. And the announcement that he had this big surprise for the Super Bowl came quite literally the day after it was announced that Trump would be there and that security would be bumped up for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then it's relatively new for us to get such a political halftime
Absolutely.
performance. But one could say that Beyonce arguably dabbled with it in 2016
Yeah.
with her performance, of course, wearing very similar to the Black Panther Party, the outfits, the hats. You could even say that Bruno Mars had a little bit of that, and that was, of course, in the times of police brutality at an all-time high.
Absolutely.
And so I think it's really important that we continue to give these black artists platforms that are this big so that they can, like you said, and who was also president in 2016.
Yeah.
Like it's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence. It sparked a lot of conservative outrage. There's been lots and lots of people speaking out against the event. But I think at the end of the day, we can all appreciate that there are still major artists speaking up and speaking truth to situations that are happening here, especially considering that the public administration is not shying from trying to embarrass or censor major stars.
And I think it's also really interesting to think about that this is only one of the few times where the halftime show in recent years hasn't been sponsored by Pepsi. It was sponsored by Apple Music, giving them quite lower budgets and giving them a little bit more of a lackluster look of the sets and all of that. And it's also important to remember that halftime shows now, and even then, are more so for the audience at home and less so for the people in the actual stadium. They're performing, especially Kendrick this time, he was performing right into the camera.
Yeah.
They're in sets that are literally covered.
Yeah.
I think The Weeknd did this. Rihanna kind of did that.
Was in the sky.
She was in the sky. And it's just really interesting. How do you feel about that?
I kind of liked it a little bit. I think because we're so used to having singers, whether they're singers or not, performing at the Super Bowl halftime.
Is that J-Lo shade? What is now?
Well, it's not Shakira shade.
Surely is not.
But I think we're so used to that. I think for the first rapper headline, it needed to be simplistic in like a set design, a production design.
Well, it's coming right off
kind
of 50 years of hip hop.
Yes, but I don't, like, he really ran up and down that whole field. I don't think he could have done that with a set like Rihanna's.
Yeah.
Or I don't, even like Beyonce's Christmas set. Like, I think that would be too much movement. I think it would be
need to see
too
Kendrick
distracting.
go in the sky. Like, I don't know what else they wanted from him.
I think it would have been a lot easier for him to just simply be around and be able to walk up a couple steps, be in a box, and be able to spit his 1 2 1 2. Absolutely.
For me, I think seeing rappers be good performers is getting harder and harder to see.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just realistic of what we're seeing today. But Kendrick, like you said, that mic was on.
Mic was on.
The set list was very intentional. And I know a lot of
Absolutely.
people were like, oh, I wanted to hear some older Kendrick. But I think for him, it was a moment of like, well, I performed those songs last time,
Time and time again.
and let's move on.
Y'all can get them on
This
YouTube
year
if
was
you want.
so big, it could be a year in review almost.
Yeah.
With a couple of, like, we
Absolutely.
had Humble, we had DNA, we had All the Stars, but almost everything else I think was
Yeah.
from this year.
And we were together Super Bowl night. We talked about some of our favorites and we talked about who we would have liked to see perform, but I would like to throw it to the audience. Who would you guys have liked to see perform at the Super Bowl this year?
Hey y'all. So, I think Kendrick did a great job. He was really a really like he reflected a lot what people were feeling, and so yeah, I think he did a great job. What about you, Montez? Do you think?
No, see, that's not.
Don't pass to me, though. That said Drake.
He said Drake, y'all.
Oh.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
No, pass it to me.
Y'all want to see the bullet hole sweater with the smoke on an even bigger screen?
I'm so sorry. I would like us to get real for a quick little second. A man pushing 40 with a whole child dissing another man that he has tattooed on his body because that said man was dancing to somebody else's song at his old birthday party. You have got to be for real. Forget the beef. Forget all this. He has shown us time and time again not only that he's not petty, but simply a baby, but that he quite literally cannot handle being the topic of conversation.
I just think he needs to take a little bit of a break.
He should have took some time
He should have
off.
took. If I was
Like,
getting
whoever's
obliterated
running your
like
PR,
that,
fire them.
I don't like.
Fire them today.
He's never not gonna have fans. His fans are
Because
ride or die.
After this beef, I feel like it's a little blasphemous for me to say, but Drake has some good songs.
I think
like,
we would all be lying
if we said that Drake had bad music.
Doesn't have
Good
some
music.
hits.
Right. But at the same time, I feel like you should not have been
I know
so
way
offended
too many people
by,
here right
okay,
now.
because we're going to get copyrighted.
You're right.
Some hits.
Like, and what's really bothered me out of this whole Super Bowl, you've had smoke for Serena. You've had smoke for SZA.
Serena.
You've had smoke
He
for
loves to
the
fight
people.
a woman. He loves to
Like,
bring down a woman for some. We've seen it.
You
time
called
and
her
time
husband
again.
a groupie. Her husband, and you keep bragging about money. Her husband could run circles and circles and circles around you.
But I think it's important to remember Drake has done this behavior before of calling out women, trying to act like he's one of the women in terms of talking about him. But then a man, let's talk about it.
He wants to
and then
be
a
one of the
man
girls. I'm
finally-
sorry.
And then a man finally is like, no, let's talk about it. And you know
Let's
what
talk
he
about
did?
your issues.
He absolutely obliterated him in front of not just the entire country, the world. It was an international broadcast.
It was an international broadcast. Like
And
you got the smoke on an international broadcast, and in response to that, you posted Serena's agent.
Like, it's weird.
And I'm supposed to keep streaming you.
But do we have any other people who would want to talk about what their
I do think this was the right Super Bowl for Kendrick, but Lil Wayne definitely has an extra backup option.
I don't think
I
Lil
don't
Wayne.
agree.
And I will simply say this because
I don't agree.
because I've also seen Snoop live, and Snoop I feel like is in the same vein. You have to still have some modicum of breath control. You have to still have some modicum of performance. And Snoop will say often, like, I don't remember most of my songs, but I can read a teleprompter. And as long as I can do a 1, 2, 3 into the 4, like, I don't have to do too much. Wayne is no longer in a place where he can read a teleprompter and give a 1 milli, 1
He's
milli.
not cognitive enough.
We're never gonna see that again, unfortunately. Young Money is going out bad. Hate to say it. I say this.
It's been a bad year.
Drake
for
used to be
Young
my
Money.
favorite rapper. I'm not scared to say it
Even
anymore.
Nicki
Like,
had a bad year.
Nicki had a terrible year.
Don't come for me. Do not
Nicki
come
had
for
a
me.
terrible
I'm
year.
just being objective.
Wayne's PR,
Barbs do not get us like the
terrible.
Swifties did.
Like, Wayne's PR did so much overdrive trying to backtrack from him supporting Trump in 2016. And clearly it was not enough. Like, they're having terrible years. Fire your PR people. Hey, Clark Atlanta PR SSA is on their job. If you need somebody, call the people.
Call the people.
Call the people. Because y'all need new people.
Y'all need new people.
That's all I got to say about it. That's my review. End of day.
Well, that's all we have for you guys today. We hope that everyone in the audience and at home enjoyed today's show. Give it up for yourselves. Yay!
Yes! We'd also like to thank our not-so expert, Alana Keith, for joining us today.
Give it up for Alana. So let us know how you enjoyed these new changes, and we'll see y'all next time. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ella, and this has been The Review.